the change you wanna see.
Seaside is a caring, connected, and expanding spiritual community, sharing practical tools for richer living.
Just your heart to show you how you can be the change if you wanna.
We join in partnership with God to influence our lives for good, whether for improved health, finances, relationships, or simple happiness and joy.
Plant a flower, watch it grow. You will reap what you sow. You gotta be the change.
You come out. Okay, thanks. Hi, good morning, Seaside. My name is Kim Jera, and I am a spiritual practitioner here at Seaside, and I'm also on the final steps of finishing my ministerial license. I panel in October, so I like to say I am almost a reverend. Almost there. Thank you. So I would love to welcome you to service today. Thank you so much for being here. And I'd also like to welcome out Katie Boggio. She is holding the light for the service for us today. And what that means is she's holding the space. So she is going to be here. She's going to be in the back. She's going to be meditating in that beautiful, calm space, holding that every message, every opportunity for you to show up in your glory and for everything that happens in this service happens right and perfectly. So we thank you, Katie, for that. This is fourth Sunday of the month, so this is Wall of Prayer Sunday. So what does that mean? So what that means is at the end of service, there's going to be all of our spiritual practitioners that are going to come up, and you get an opportunity to come up and get prayer. So please take us up on that opportunity. If something's going on for you that just isn't working right now, if something's not resonating in your life, or you think that something really amazing is happening and you want more of it, getting prayer is always a beautiful way to continue that process of evolution. So with that, I would like to offer you an opportunity to stand up and let's greet our neighbor.
If you'll please remain standing for our congregational song.
You are the light.
Thanks, Carissa. That was wonderful. So welcome again to Seaside. I am going to just take a couple minutes here, and if this is your very first time, if you've never been to Seaside before, I want to welcome you and let you know that we are an intentional community, that we're here to just celebrate the growth and development and the divine, amazing God within each and every one of us. And we do it in a way of being in community and being able to kind of hang out with like-minded people and support one another on a regular basis. Yep. So if this is your first time here, you can fill out a welcome card in the social hall. And what's wonderful about that is you get a CD from one of Reverend Christian Sorensen's talks. He's our senior minister, and he happens to be in Montana, hanging out with the family, which he doesn't get to do very often. So we are, very grateful for him getting some kind of rejuvenation time. But you get to hear one of his talks. So if you've never heard that before, you're in for a special treat. You also get to fill out a card in there, and that gets you some info on Seaside, and we can send you info on what's happening here, because there's always amazing things happening here. There's always things going on that you might not know about, and you might want to come and hang out with us again. So please do that. And with that, I am going to I'm going to invite David Atkins up, and I'm going to have him do an invocation so we can move into that sacred deep space.
Good morning. Please join me in the stillness. It is in the silence that so often we recognize that God is all there is. God is that all-loving, all-caring source of divinity and inspiration that permeates everything and everyone. It is in the beauty of the mountaintop, and it is in the roar and the thunder of the ocean wave. And I know that God is right here, right this very moment, expressing itself through each and every one of us here at Seaside today. And I know that we are all one with God. We are one with the source of love and caring, the source of wisdom and compassion, the source of all that is and all that will ever be. Closer to us than our breath, that is where God is. And it is because of this that we are heir to all the wealth and all the riches of the universe, for we are God's essence. And I give thanks today in knowing that each of us here today receives exactly that which we are here for. As the words flow forth from Tama Kieves' lips, each of us is touched. Each of us receives a shift, a whole new inspiration. And we, in turn, take that message out into the world and pass it on to others. And consciousness expands throughout the world. And so I simply turn this time over to the hands of God and know that it is perfect.
Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know. Be still and know that you are God. Be still and know that you are. Be still and know that you are God. Be still and know. Be still and know that we are God. Be still and know that we are. Be still and know that we are God. Be still and know.
Thank you. And I'm going to invite you to come back into this space after that wonderful moment there. So what I'd like to do today is you guys are in for a treat. We have a phenomenal guest speaker today. And I'm going to introduce her in a little bit. But before I do so, I wanted to read to you a little bit from one of her books. This book is called Thriving Through Uncertainty. And it is by Tama Kieves. And I wanted to read just a little section to you that she talks about fall in love with the unknown. The unknown is not the enemy. It's an invitation to become even more alive than you were before. Please resist the temptation to grab at ready-made solutions and definitions too soon. In the haste to end uncertainty, those of you who are impatient, and you know who you are because you've probably skipped to the exercises already, may opt for promises and detours that do not match your essence. In an authentic life, there are no prefab answers. Hold out for the fab ones. She goes on to say, what if you're not stuck? What if you're not adrift? What if you're supposed to be right here in the dead center of it all for the reasons that you can't see yet? Something else is going on. Birth doesn't follow strategy, but it does follow trajectory. The unknown offers you an unparalleled life. Trust that your gut and soul have a way, and that a creative intelligence only paints in shades of love. The caterpillar must dissolve so that the butterfly can emerge. It's so unbecoming, yet lean into your becoming. And with that, let's go into prayer. And just breathing in this divine essence of the universe, that creative intelligence, that God, spirit, love, energy, that powerful source. It is right here and right now in this moment, having its expression through each and every one of us. What I know right now is that we are here by divine appointment, that this moment has been devised specifically so that you are here listening to this message at this moment. And so I know and claim that this message is good, that Tama is able to provide the wisdom and the clarity and the love and the humor and everything that is needed to lift our spirits, to show us the path and the light. I know that in this moment that the music is beautiful and fills us up with a vibration and an energy that is needed to touch the depth of our soul. And I just claim that this service is good, that everything is right on point, and that things flow with grace and ease. I release these words into this beautiful law that has taken it, done it, and all I have to do is stand back and say yes. I release it, I let it go, and so it is.
Good morning, Seaside. It is with a great amount of pleasure this morning that I get to introduce our guest artist. She has just made my day so lovely already today. I spent all break hanging out with her. She has some wares for sale after the service. She's made some beautiful art creations out of crystals and angels and Buddhas and lovely. They just resonate and vibrate beautifully. And also 3 lovely albums for sale out there. You can get all 3 inspirational albums for $40 total or 1 for $15. And I am so honored to be able to introduce you to Amy Steinberg, our guest artist this morning. Thank you, Amy.
Thank you so much. Look, Mom, my name's in lights. Seaside, how you doing? So glad to be here with you and the goddess. Here we go. Good morning. You feel good? Let me be intimate with the infinite. Let me be deeply revealed. I wanna be one with the knowing, ever present, ever growing. Let me remember what's real. Let me be intimate with the infinite, vulnerable and free. I wanna be one with the sweetness, completely one with completeness. Let me be gentle with me, falling in love with everything, falling in love with divinity, falling in love with everyone, because God is in you and God is in me. Oh, let me be intimate with the infinite. Let me be open to you. I wanna sink in the spirit. I feel it, I hear it, I see in your eyes the truth. I'm falling in love with everything. Oh yeah, falling in love with divinity that shows up as your awesome band. Falling in love with everyone. Check it. 'Cause God is in you and God is clearly in me. Oh! Make love to you through that saxophone right now. Come on. So I'll get into receptive mode here. Receiving. Give it to me, give it to me, God. Give it to me, give it to me, God. I am ready to receive your love. Foundations, you taking foundations? Receptive mode. Give it to me, God. give it to me, give it to me, God. If you're not in foundations, you need to get in the foundations. Ready to receive your love. Oh, I said, give it to me, give it to me, God, give it to me, God. I am ready to receive your love. Oh, give it to me, give it to me, God, give it to me, God, you give it to me, God. I'm ready. You ready for Tama Kieves? Are you ready? Are we ready? Are we ready to feel the Spirit in this space, in this place right now? Oh, yeah. I'm ready to receive your love. Woo! Thank you, Seaside.
Don't you guys just want to dance? I love it. Thank you, Amy. She like lifts the house in this like vibration. I told you guys I wasn't joking. We have like a good service for you today. So with that, I have the pleasure of introducing our guest speaker today. And let me tell you, I heard her first service. She rocked it. And I cannot wait for you guys to be blessed with her message. And so I'm going to give you just a little bit of who and what she is. So Tama Kieves, an honor graduate of Harvard Law School, left her law practice to write and help others create their most extraordinary lives. She's a best-selling author of This Time I Dance, Creating the Work You Love, Inspired and Unstoppable, Wildly Succeeding in Your Life's Work, A Year Without Fear, 365 Days of Magnificence, Thriving Through Uncertainty, Moving Beyond Fear of the Unknown and Making Change Work for You. What, didn't she do a good job? Good Vanna, good Vanna. Featured in USA Today, ABC News, Success Magazine, and the Huffington Post, and Oprah Radio, she is a sought-after speaker and visionary career success coach who has helped thousands worldwide to discover, launch, and thrive in their life. She wants you to help teach you to regularly, she teaches regularly at Esalen, Omega, Canyon Ranch, and she's done TEDx talks. Yes, I know, right? She's also taught A Course in Miracles for almost 30 years. So what is amazing about her is she feels she was put on this earth to give this creative message to all of you and to help inspire you to live a greater life. And so with that, I'm honored to welcome up to the stage Tama Kieves.
Woo! Wow, and thank you. She accused me of wanting to sit there just so I could watch your butt, and it was nice, but... But wow, what a powerhouse. Woo! Oh. Woo. So I guess I wanted to just start off by asking a question. You know, is it me, or has like life ratcheted up a notch? Like, wow. Like, my God, I think, I just think like everybody I know is going through some kind of uncertainty or some kind of challenge or some kind of question. And I think the universe is saying the grace period is now over. Right? It's now over because you already have a path inside you. You already have gifts. You have so much love. And again, when I say you have a path inside you, each of us has this destiny or this inner voice that can guide us moment by moment. So if you're feeling uncertain at all, that's what I want you to know, is that you already have a voice inside you that moment by moment could lead you anywhere. And that's what we're here to do. And I also believe that that's what all these crazy inspired times are for, is so that we stop listening to the noise of the world and we start listening to the one voice that's inside us. Right? Woo! Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. And so I want to talk a little bit about then what stops us from listening to that voice. We know this, but what stops us from listening to that voice? And here's what I know is if you're not listening to your inspired voice, your voice of soul or heart, you are listening to someone else, right? You're listening to somebody else. Who are you listening to? Start thinking about it, right? Are you listening to education or the voice of the culture or the voice of the media or a voice of a parent? But you're not listening to you and your soul. For me, I was listening to my mother. That's what I did, right? So I knew when I was younger, I knew that I loved writing. I took creative writing in high school. I read Catcher in the Rye. Remember Catcher in the Rye? Fell in love. I thought, oh my God, this is great. And the creative writing teacher was gorgeous. So I was like, oh my God, this is a sign. This is it. This must be my calling. I'm directed. And so I went home to share this fabulous news with my family that I'd found my calling, my dream. But I grew up in Brooklyn, New York, to an Orthodox Jewish family, right? So you know that if you come home and say, I found my calling, I want to write, nobody says Mazel Tov. Nobody, right? I mean, basically, I could have said, I found my calling. I want to sell crack. You know, it could have been the same thing because selling drugs, selling your body to the night, you know, or being creative. They're all the same people. And my mother's, they're all the same people. They're all going to live under the same bridge. Let's be real. You know, my mother said something like, you're going to write? You're going to write? You are going to starve. You're going to write. And that was the Go for Your Dreams talk. That was the extent of it, right? And then being a reasonable woman, she said something like, what, you can't get a job and you'll write on the Sundays, right? You know, so the reasonable path. And by the way, I used to think this was unique to me, but I've talked to many, many people after services and people have said, are you sure your mother wasn't Puerto Rican? Are you sure your mother wasn't Swahili? Are you sure your mother wasn't French? Because these mothers get around, you know, like there's a club of this, right? So anyways, but I didn't, you know, so one of the things that I didn't know was that following that inner voice was the safest thing you could ever do. You want to talk about practicality. That's the safest plan you've got. But I didn't know that, right? And so I went off to law school instead, and I got accepted to Harvard Law School. Yeah, and I know, shocked me. Scared the hell out of me. And I graduated with honors from Harvard Law School. And as you might imagine, my mother was very proud. She was bragging in every synagogue for all she was worth. She'd walk in like, oh, I don't want to tell you. Let me tell you. Again. And maybe you've had this situation in your life where your life looks a certain way and it seems like everybody else thinks you're doing great or that's the right life or this is the approved path or you're doing the quote right things, but it doesn't feel right to you. Like something inside you might feel empty, or something inside you might feel scared, or something inside you might feel like, but there's something more. I believe there's something else. I believe there's something more. I believe, by the way, when we have that voice that says there's something more, it's because there is. And it's because it's our soul and it's our spirit that's saying there's another way, right? And so I was struggling with that, and thank God a friend of mine at the time, because I was starting to get more and more depressed. I was successful, but I was really starting to get depressed and scared. And a friend of mine said something to me, and he said, you know, think about it. If you've been this successful doing work you don't love, what could you do with what you love? Right? Isn't that a great question? It became the basis of my first book, and I thought, you know what, you get one life, I want to know where this goes. I want to see where this goes, right? And so I walked out of my career without a plan, without anything, which, by the way, totally qualifies me now to be an expert in uncertainty. Right? I'm an expert in uncertainty. You walk out of a career without a plan, without money, you be an expert in uncertainty, right? But I can tell you it works because there's something certain in you. There's something certain in you that guides you. So I want to talk a little bit about how to do this because I do coaching for a living. I coach artists and entrepreneurs and visionaries and leaders and anybody who'll pay me. And, people will always say, but I don't know how to figure it out. I don't know how to get there. I don't know what the path is, like I want to do my dreams or I want to, listen to that inner voice, but I don't know how. And and people are always looking, how do I get from A to B to C to D? How do I do that? And here's the thing. I always tell people, you can't plan an inspired life. You can't plan an inspired life. It's inspired, right? It's unimaginable. It's beyond what we know. But what we can do is we can listen moment by moment to that voice that might be speaking to you. Because in this moment, there's something calling you. In this moment, there's some idea or thought or need that you have, right? And so, again, living an inspired life for me is about that destiny of following that voice. So I'll give you an example of how that works. When I wrote my first book, This Time I Dance, when I wrote my first book, it took me 12 years to write my first book. Now, I know some of you hear that, and some of you feel relieved, like, oh, I'm on track, I'm in, okay. I'm only 18 years in. Maybe I guess still got a shot, right? Some of you are feeling relieved. Some of you are feeling very discouraged right now, like, okay, I'm done with that woman. 12 years, forget it. I'm doing the math. I don't have that kind of time. But I always tell people, I really think it took me 11 years to heal. 11 years to trust, 11 years to believe in this path, 11 years to believe that there were capacities beyond myself that I could imagine and that I could count on them in a practical way and that I was worthy of something great happening. It took me 11 years to trust and believe that and 1 year to write a book, right? So thank you. Thank you, right? And so I'm saying that to you because a lot of you feel like, oh my God, this is taking so long. Am I making any progress? Am I getting anywhere? And I want to tell you, you are. I want to tell you, we're undoing the beliefs that are in the way. We're undoing a lot, right? And so it's happening on a lot of levels. So anyways, I finally just started asking my inner voice, what do I do? How do I get this book published? I'd read about commercial publishing and self-publishing and all kinds of stuff. And I just kept asking my inner voice, what am I meant to do? And I kept hearing this inner voice, and it just said, just put it in the river. Just put it in the river. Isn't that beautiful? Amazon, good answer. Just put it on Amazon. No, it's a just put it in the river, and isn't that beautiful? And what the heck does that mean? Right? I mean, like you just think like, oh my God, it's hard enough to hear an inner voice, and it's like, I don't even know what that means. I live in Denver, Colorado. There are no rivers to speak of, right? But I knew intuitively it meant, put it in the stream of life. Just get it out there some way, somehow. If it's supposed to go somewhere, it will. And so I knew that meant like self-publishing. Just print it yourself, get it out there. Again, if it's supposed to go somewhere. But I don't know if you're like this, but you ever listen to inner guidance and you're getting an answer and it's like, I don't want that one. You don't want that one. Where's the one where I make money? Where's the one where I get money? Because this was like, I have to figure out the marketing and distribution. I don't know anything like that. I have to put my own money into it. It's like, oh my God. But I thought, you know what? I have followed that voice for 12 years. I'm going to follow it. I'm going to do it, right? And so I decided to do it, and here's what I want you to know. The second that you decide that you're going all the way, the second that you decide, I'm going to follow this voice, I'm going to trust this path finally, I'm going all the way with this, the second you decide to do it, you are going to meet the most judgmental person. You just need to know that's coming, right? So I didn't know. I, like a fool, went to an ex-boyfriend's house for a Passover dinner, and I sat down next to this woman who was my mother on steroids. And she's drinking bad wine all night. Diano, right? She's drinking bad wine all night, right? And she starts grilling me, and she's like, so you're going to publish a book? And you know nothing about marketing, and you know nothing about publishing? And you're putting your own money into this? you're very ambitious, right? Which is code for you're a nut, you know, step away from my kids immediately. You know? And I don't know if you know, like, I didn't know anything about if you know anything about the Passover ceremony, but it's all about the exodus of the Jews. It's all about the exodus of the Jews. I never understood that service until that night. I got it that night. It was finally like a light bulb moment. It was like, let my people go. Let my people go. And so I'm thinking, like, what do I tell this woman? Do I tell her, oh, don't worry, I have a plan. I'm going to put it in a river. I got a plan. I got it covered, right? You know, like, I mean, you sound like a crazy person. Or worse yet, do I tell her, oh, don't worry, I've been listening to an inner voice. For 12 years, it speaks to me. Right? Because you know, in rooms like this, we are thrilled with ourselves, right? You know, like hearing an inner voice, and we pride ourselves in that, right? You talk to somebody normal. Not so much. Just so you know, it doesn't fly as well. Just, right? You know? So, thank goodness I finally listened to that inner voice. I followed it, and I self-published my first book, This Time I Dance. And it started moving through word of mouth. It hit some bestseller lists through word of mouth, which was amazing. But truly, truly amazing was 4 months after I self-published it. I got an email out of the blue that said, your fairy godmother has arrived. Your fairy godmother has arrived, which is a great email, right? And, you know, if you get an email like that, you're going to think it's spam, right? You're going to think it's going to be, you open it up and it's Russian girls are waiting for you. You know, there's money for you in Nairobi. Give us your credit card information immediately, right? That's what it's going to be, right? But I opened it up and I read it in awe because it was from a vice president of marketing and publicity for Random House. And she was in a career transition and struggling, and she somehow found my self-published book. And she wrote to me and said, this is the best book I have ever read on finding your calling. I love this book. I want to get it to a major New York house. You know, yes, which is, thank you. Thank you. Which to me was like saying, I want to help you meet God. You know, it's like, yeah. Right? She got it to the publisher I'd always dreamed of. It was Tarcher, part of Penguin, part of Random House. And she got it to the president of the company. I would have settled for the mailroom clerk, you know. I mean, just like she got it up there. And they bought the book. And they bought the book exactly the way that it was. They kept the exact title, which is unheard of. I had it in purple because I like purple, you know, like, so I had purple print. They kept the purple, you know, they made me change maybe 10 sentences out of the entire book, which is unheard of. As an unknown writer first starting off, I would never, ever have ended up where I ended up had I done the conventional path. Had I gone the conventional path of what you're supposed to do, what you should do, what all the experts tell you to do, and that's what I mean when I say you can't plan an inspired life, right? There's something in you you just don't know, right? I couldn't imagine that, you know what, I'm gonna have a meltdown for 12 years. Some other woman's gonna have a meltdown at the end of 12 years. We're gonna hook up. And that is my business plan. That's what I got going for me. That was my credentials, right? No bank in the world is going to go, oh, sounds good to us, Miss Kieves, right? But you have that plan. You have an inspired plan. There is genius in you. It is speaking to you right now. You know it. There's something inside all of us, whether it's a health situation, whether it's money, whether it's your business, whether it's your career, whether it's your love life. There's a way. The path's already inside you, but it's the courage for all of us to really listen to that way. So I used to end with that. I used to end with that story just because it's such a powerful story and it's a great story. But what I want to talk a little bit more about is thriving through uncertainty. And what I want to tell you about it is we keep thinking that if I just get over there, it'll be okay. Once I get that book deal, it'll be okay. Once that man comes in, it'll be okay. Once that man leaves, it'll be okay. Once part of me leaves, it'll be okay. There's like, we all do this, right? Like, we just have the, when this happens, when that happens, and guess what? Our whole lives are passing. This is our life. And so for me, the spiritual life is thriving now. Thriving through uncertainty, thriving here. Because as we thrive here, that's how we manifest there, right? When we thrive here, that's how there happens. And so that's what I want to talk a little bit about. I have an analogy in my new book, Thriving Through Uncertainty, about a video game, because have you had the experience where you have the same issue come up again? Like the same issue? It's like, are you kidding me? I am going through this again? Like, have I not paid enough therapists for this one issue? Have I not killed enough trees in journaling for this one stupid issue and I'm back here? How is that possible, right? But here's the thing. I don't think we come back to our issues. I think that in like the video game, like if, for instance, if you feel like you're failing or struggling in any way, I believe this is a time of expansion. This is not a time of you diminishing or falling behind. This is a time of expansion. Because the analogy I use with the video game, for instance, is if you succeed, you win, right? You go to the next level. But at the next level, the rules change. And the enemies get harder. And, your coworkers get meaner, and just like all kinds of stuff happens, right? It's the next level. And again, what we're being asked to do is, can you practice at this level now? You got it down here, but can you do it here? Can you choose again? Can you choose love right now? Can you be in this moment? Can you trust one more time at this level with this circumstance? Because that's how we're learning, right? You have to be in every one of my audiences. I just have to have her in every one of I will just talk to her all day. I love you. So, I'm totally distracted now. No, I love it. So I was going to tell you just about applying it, because I always like to apply these lessons. And so when my second book came out, Inspired and Unstoppable, I don't know if you ever have this where you think, I'm going to do this one thing and I'm going to make up for everything now. Like, so my new book was coming out and I thought, okay, this is it. I have my chance to get it right. I'm going to get it right this time, and I'm going to make up for every mistake I've ever made and everything that ever went wrong. I'm going to nail it this time. And so, of course, everything went out of control, right? Like, everything started, right before the launch, I had an assistant that left. I had my partner got sick. I started missing deadlines and emails, and it was getting more out of control, and I was getting more scared, and I was getting more frantic, and I'm like, which, by the way, is so attractive. Just so attractive, especially for a self-help author. You think you have it bad. You think you have it bad, right? A self-help author who's just written a book called Inspired and Unstoppable, right? So I'm like, right? My fear was inspired and unstoppable, I will tell you. But one of my friends just said, okay, that's it. You're a nut. You have to get to this healer. You have to get to this healer, right? So I'm like, fine, whatever. Like, you'll just do anything, right? So I drive up to the mountains to see some healer, and she's in a yurt. I didn't know what a yurt was, right? And a yurt, by the way, is like some round tent. So I get in the tent, and she starts talking to me in this like healer voice, and she's like, what would you like to shift, and what would you like to see differently? And I'm crazy at that moment, and I'm in, when I'm crazy, I'm in my New York City mode, and I'm like, and this, and this, and this, and this, I need this, right? I'm like nuts, right? And so I am sure that poor woman thought, there is not enough sage on the planet. I'm gonna have to move now, because there's not enough sage on the planet to cleanse this space. This is history now. I'm not bringing anybody into this space ever again. And so she did this amazing thing, though. She said, okay, that's it. We're leaving here. We're going to do a ritual. And she drags me. She had this beautiful stream on her property. And she takes me into the stream. And she has me stand in the center of the stream, right? And she has me look downstream at all the water rushing and rushing and rushing. And she said, all of those things, those are the opportunities you missed. Those are all the opportunities you've missed. They're rushing. All the mistakes you've made, all the things you should have done, could have done, they're rushing, rushing. I'm freaking out, right? I'm thinking, oh, this is helpful. Thank you. Thank you so much. But she's doing that, and she's like, remember that creative idea you would have done? Oh, look, it's downstream. Someone's making $1 million. I'm like, no. Oh, look, that other person, they're writing a New York Times bestseller now with your idea. No, And so I'm freaking out, and she finally asks me, how are you feeling right now? And I'm, yeah, duh. Like, I'm not working with you again, but no. No, she asked me, and I'm like, all of a sudden, I'm like, I'm out of control. Oh my God, it's so out of control, it's so out of control. And then I finally realized, I'm out of control. I'm out of control. And I finally got in that moment that I was doing everything I could do, but I wasn't in control, right? It was not in my control, but I was doing what I could do. And it was this moment of incredible self-forgiveness, of that, you know what, I am doing what I can do in this moment. And then she had me turn and face the stream coming this way, this way, this way. And she said, here's all the opportunities that are coming. This is life, baby. This is life. It keeps on giving and giving and giving. And she said, there's another chance and another chance and another chance and 10,000 more chances, because that's the nature of this life. And that's the nature of love. And that's the nature of a loving universe. And what she helped me see was I finally realized, oh my God, the past is not what creates my future. It's the present. Right? We all know that, but the present moment is what creates this future. But I wasn't in the present because I was so busy beating myself up for what I should have done and could have done and would have done that I wasn't available to choose now, to choose this, to show up and give myself another chance and another chance. And so that's what I'm going to ask us to do today as a community is, can we give ourselves another chance? Can we give ourselves another chance to believe again, to trust again, to love again, right? Maybe you've been brokenhearted. Maybe something didn't go right. Maybe a diagnosis came in you're not prepared for. Maybe all kinds of things had happened that shut us down, or we get disappointed, or we get scared. But for me, the spiritual life and what thriving through uncertainty is about is, how do I show up now anyway? How do I trust right now? How do I love, and how do I give myself another chance? And how do I give the universe another chance? Because it's giving me another chance. So I want to read you something from my book, Thriving Through Uncertainty, and I want to just tell you one quick thing about it. I've taught A Course in Miracles for 30 years now, almost, and you're supposed to gasp in horror because I'm so young looking, but that's okay. I will give you your cues later. I'll pass them out next time, but I wanted that, but no. But there's a line in the Course in Miracles that says, who you think you are is a belief to be undone. Who you think you are is a belief to be undone. And what it means is the part of you that's telling yourself, it's too late, I'm too old, I'm too young, I don't have the education, I don't know how to do stuff, my ex-husband did X to me, whatever it is, right? Who you think you are is a belief to be undone, right? So I'm going to read this section to you. It's about that video game analogy again. Bookmark, oh well. A Course in Miracles teaches that who you think you are is a belief to be undone. You think you can be stopped. You think you can be diminished. You think you can fail. But that's the game. You can never lose. You already have everything you need. You have this crazy alchemical love within you, and it's yours to give in any situation, which changes every situation and even changes you as you give it. You do not walk alone. Will you choose to listen to the disconnected, smallest version of yourself or the highest allegiance of your spirit? You have a choice. Choose love. Choose again. Choose now. Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner. So, so one more. Thank you. Thank you. I want to tell you one other quick thing. Just, it's my final quote that I love to use. It's attributed to Jesus from the Gospels, from the Gnostics of Thomas. And I'm screwing that up. From the Gospel of Thomas, the Gnostics. Okay. Anyways, it's attributed to him. And it basically says, if you bring forth that which is within you, that which is within you will save you. If you do not bring forth that which is within you, that which is within you will destroy you. It's a little gift of guilt from my people. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Woo! Thank you, Seaside. Seaside. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. I gotta say one quick thing before. You can all sit. You don't have to stand for this. So now that you're standing, you ought to be running out there and registering for the workshop, is my thought. But so I would love to just tell you very, very quickly, because people have been asking about the workshop. It's at 1 o'clock, goes till 3 o'clock. If you need to come late, I am fine with that. If you need to leave early, I am fine with that. I would love to have you have some of this amazing energy, because in the workshop, it's amazing. We get to do your life. You know, I'm going to use some coaching strategies. We're going to undo fear. We're going to get clear about your next step. There's so much healing that happens in these workshops. I've been running around the country doing this, and it's amazing. Plus, you get to interact with so many amazing other people. So please join me. You know how I told you that you can't plan an inspired life, right? Cancel those damn plans, cancel whatever plans, baby, because I'm making plans for you. I would love to have you at the workshop. But tell your friends, tell your family. Also, I'll tell you quickly, please join me at the table if you can. I have books for sale. I'm also doing some discounted coaching sessions just today while I'm in the area. And also, I have a mailing list. Please get on my mailing list because I send out an inspired message constantly to you, like once a month, to keep you inspired, because we are creating a worldwide global family of those of us who are living in inspiration instead of fear. And as you know, it takes practice and it takes community. And I want you with me. And I am so grateful for each of you for doing the work that you're doing. When you're alone in your room, please know I am so grateful for you and thanking you. And when I'm alone in my room, I'm taking you all with me. So thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes. How much fun was that? Was that so much fun? Thank you, Tama Kieves. You are amazing, and I'm so grateful I got to be here with you today and hear all of that, and I imagine all of you guys are as well. And, yes, I always love having you here, too. I sing straight to you a lot as well. You are such a light. Okay, now, more treats in store. I'm going to welcome back Amy Steinberg to sing. And, spoiler alert, some of this next song is composed originally for you today and inspired by Tama. So this is really cool. You'll hear it once and never again the same way twice. And it is for you. So please enjoy. And Amy.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Tama! I'm in love. You're leaving your husband for me. Okay. Good morning again. I wrote... Let's walk. All right. Yeah. Rock it out. You got it. I believe in you. This band is amazing. Give it up for your band. September 22nd, I'm playing a show here in San Diego, so I have flyers on the table. Come get a flyer and come see me play live. It's a fun show. We laugh, we cry. We make fun of ourselves and everybody else. All right, I wrote a rap based on this talk I will do for you at the end of the song. It is my purest joy. To crystallize the talk, in a rap for you. I wrote another one. It's different. Because your talk was different. Here we go. I am exactly where I need to be. I need to be exactly where I am. I am a blessing manifest, and I can't undress the moment. Naked time unwinds beneath my mind, and from within I find the kind of beauty only I can find. I am exactly where I need to be. I need to be exactly where I am. I am surrendering so willingly to be the perfect me inside this now, and truly, how else could it be? Destiny, she blesses me. Destiny, she blesses me. With you, seaside. And when I try to fight or run, I only wind up back at square one. And when I think I know what's best for me, well, fate, she takes me back to exactly where I need to be. I am exactly where I need to be. I need to be exactly where I am. I am divinely timed and shining brightly. Yes, I believe that there's a purpose just for me. Yes, I believe that we are light and we shine infinitely. Oh, I am exactly where I need to be. I need to be exactly where I am. I am not aimlessly existing. See, I am in perfect harmony with universal energy, and I'm truly free when I accept my own divinity. Do you accept your own divinity? I'm gonna break it down now. Life has ratcheted up a notch, it's true. The universe is saying the grace period is through for you. Are you a writer or selling your body for love? It's all the same. Nobody says mazel tov. Go for your dreams, it won't be hard. Write, you're gonna write. Write, you're gonna starve. Is there something inside of you that wants something more? It's your inner voice. Listen, that is what it is there for. You cannot plan an inspired life, no. But moment by moment, you can follow the road that unfolds like a river. Get it out, let my people go. Your meltdown meets a meltdown, you don't know. There's a way, there's a plan. In the meantime, thrive through uncertainty. Be alive, act alive. Now, right here in the failure, you're expanding. Every new level is harder and more demanding. Don't let opportunities pass because of fear or hurt, like the stream and the healer and the lady in the yurt. Turn around. Face the stream, give another chance. We all have unpredictable circumstance. You can never lose. You have already won. Who you think you are is a belief that needs to be undone. What? And when I try to fight or run, I only wind up back at square one. And when I think I know what's best for me, ha ha ha, well, fate, she takes me back to exactly where I need to be. And when I am all alone and full of fear, I just remember the rising sun always appears. And every day miracles, every one of you, miracles that I see. Well, you take me back, hey! You take me back, yes, you take me back to exactly where I need to. Whoa, seaside, seaside, seaside on a Sunday, seaside, oh, here's your mantra, let's say it together, it goes like this. I am exactly where I need to be. I need to be exactly where I am. Let's say it together. I am exactly where I need to be. I need to be exactly where I am. One more time, like you got it down. I am exactly where I need to be. I need to be exactly where I am. At Seaside, Center for Spiritual Living. Namaste.
told you guys. Did I not tell you guys? It was going to be amazing. All right, this is the time of service when we get to move into the glory of giving. And so I'd like to invite our ushers forward. If we can have them come forward. And what I love about this time of the service is it's an opportunity for us to stand in that wonderful energy that we understand money actually is, which is a creative flow. It moves and it has its own energy in and of itself. And if you really understand that, you know that as you give, you receive. Again, it's not why you give, but it is what happens in the circulatory process. So I am so excited right now. If you are auto-tithing, we love you, we appreciate you. This helps the center function on an ongoing basis by knowing that they have consistent giving. For those of you who are online, thank you so much. You can donate by hitting the button. We appreciate you and love that as well. And for everybody else, I just know that this is going to be an amazing, amazing opportunity for us to stand in our givingness. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and put the affirmation up. If you can repeat with me. Spirit continues to bless my world. Gratefully I live as the giving expression of Spirit, opening the floodgates of the affluent flow of the greater good as my life now. And as I take in the moment and this energy, I know that there is this one creative intelligence and it moves through everything and everyone. I know that this money moves forward to bless Seaside, to bless the people here and creating and developing lives in new and profound ways. I know that it moves on into the community and even to the world at large. For Seaside is doing amazing things right now in this world, and I know that this money goes on to support that. And so with that, I bless it, I love it, I accept it, and I just release it into the law, and so it is. Aw, and this is one of our beautiful board members. Thank you. All right, so I've got some thank yous to do. Ed, Steve, Marv, Rick, Ed, thank you for providing all of the wonderfulness to the service. Thank you. Huge thank you to the band. You guys rock. Thank you so much to Brian Adkins, our wonderful practitioner today and ministerial student. Thank you so much for the wonderful prayer. Amy Steinberg, where'd that girl go? Oh! All right, she rocked the house. Amy, thank you so much wherever you're at. And I am so grateful, Carissa, for stepping in for Rebecca. It was wonderful. You're welcome. And to Tama Kieves, I know that she's probably getting her table set up, but I have to just say once again, thank you so much for providing such a beautiful, amazing service. Yay, there she is. Woo! And you guys have to check out her workshop. You can sign up, buy her books. I'm telling you, you're going to be so inspired. So I hope that you do that. Go check her out. And we have our little peanuts. Hi, kiddos. How are you guys? Yeah, I know. Sometimes I feel not good. I love that. Well, thank you for being here. We love you. Do we have our affirmation for our kiddos? Can we repeat this together? We see you. We love you. We support you in your magnificence. Thank you. Oh, let's give them a clap. I'd like to invite our religious science practitioners to come forward. As I mentioned, this is Wall of Prayer Sunday. And so what's great about that is you guys all get an opportunity to get prayer today. So whatever's going on for you, if you are struggling with something, if there's something that is coming up right now that you really need some clarity on, or you need to create a new vision for your life, whatever it might be, please come get prayer after service. These beautiful beloveds will be here to just pray with you. I also wanted to talk a little bit about the flowers. The flowers have come from Carol and Daryl Macy, and they are, for those of you lovelies out here, there's a couple lovely ladies that last week you supported Carol, and they just wanted to tell you, and you know who you are, thank you. And that's what the flowers are for today. So we have some great stuff coming up at Seaside. We have James Von Prague coming. We've got a lot of different events happening, so check out your Inside Seaside, and you're not going to want to miss some of these events. So check it out, and then you can also check out some tables in the social hall on your way out, because there's lots of good stuff in there around some of this. And with that, I'm going to take us into prayer. Breathing in. Allowing the calm to just come over the body. And to know that this creative intelligence that we call spirit, God, love, energy, it is right here in this moment. It is fulfilling us in every ounce of what we need to move forward, to create, to be that vibrant source and expression of the divine that we've come here on this planet at this moment to be. For this is a divine appointment, and we say yes to it. I know right now that my connection to this source is absolutely magnificent. And what I know for myself, I know for everybody who's here and who's online, who's in this vibration with us. For there is something magnificent happening within us. And as we open ourselves up to it, creation, possibility, abundance, love, it's all there. It's all there. It's all endless. For there is no limit in God. There is no possibility that is impossible. And so I know right now that in this moment, all kinds of good is happening, that the energy that was created in this moment today is moving through our life and already expanding out, and that good is coming forward. I claim right now that any health challenge, anything that seems less than wholeness or perfection in us, is allowed to come into this space, this loving space we've created, and it's allowed to just dissipate into the action of the oneness that it came from. Because it is not the truth of who and what we are. The truth is we are magnificent, we are vibrant, we are whole, we are healthy. And so I stand in the knowingness of that. And I just move forward right now in this life, knowing with such gratitude, such great thankfulness for all that is. And I just allow us to sit in that joy, in that love, in that divine essence that is God. And I allow us to just allow it to be. Because in that, anything is possible. And with this, I just release it and let it go. And so it is. And now let's bring it forward.
There was a time in my life, thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God, no, it was sufficient.
I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you've got to let it go. And this is what you gotta say. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I am only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I am only here for God. That's right. Let that Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I am only here for God. Said no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I am only here for. Let me hear you sing it, Seaside. That's right. I said no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I am only here for, yeah. I am only here for God.
And together, let's say our affirmation of abundance. My life is a thriving expression of the divine. Again, my life is a thriving expression of the divine. And our song of grace.
Living in love, I am living in peace. I'm living my life for what I believe, through joys and through fears. In this world I walk, God's grace shines on me, and it shines on us all. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We're living in love. We're living in peace. United we stand as one family. We honor all truth. Together we walk. God's grace moves through me. It moves through us all. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We are living in grace.
Come on up and get your prayers.